Hello YouTube, it's Sam from Sam's Garden Maintenance. Finally, we're getting a bit of rain. It's been a hot one for the last couple of weeks. I'm sure you guys will agree on that. But hopefully should be going a bit more back to normal. So what we're on about today? Well, I'm going to be talking about the recent heat wave we've had. It's got me thinking about the future. I'm not one to look on the negative, but I look at the evidence and I look at what people are saying, and while I think it is going to get a little bit harder for everybody, and by de facto for us, we're going to have more of this weather next year, no doubt. More heat. Last year was hot, this year was hotter. I think we broke a record this year. So what is next year going to be? I'll be honest with you, I could see it being even hotter next year and for longer, and luckily I've managed to survive up here in the Midlands. We've not had it too bad. You'll see as we're going on this lovely journey today that lawns have gone a little bit yellow, and you could tell they're needing water. And they've said that we will be having a recession soon. So I think everybody is going to everybody's pockets are just going to get that little bit tighter, and they're going to have to start cutting back, which obviously people like us, we could be one of the things to trim back. I know it sounds morbid, but luckily for us as an industry, there's always going to be people who either can't be arsed to do it and they don't want to do it. Basically their time is better spent elsewhere, so they'd rather pay us to get the garden done so they can nip off down the pub and enjoy themselves. And then there's going to be people who can't do it for whatever reason, like the OAPs or the vulnerable, or people who have just physically got too much time on their hands. So there is always going to be a demand for us, but I think the two together, especially if the recession is biting next year, it could mean that people start looking outdoors and they'll be sort of preening back. Now I know there's gardens out there that need pretty much fortnightly work, and there's plenty of it, and especially if people like the gardens, they're not going to want to sort of cut that back, so that would be an essential. There's going to be elderly people that they like the gardens looking nice, so that'll always be at the top of the priority for them, even if they've had to cut back elsewhere. But there's going to be probably quite a decent percentage, not a majority, but I look at some of my customers and I think, well, if it is that it does bite, especially next year, this recession goes on a while and we have the heat like we did, I honestly think people will start cutting back, probably up to 25%. I've sort of theorised with my customer base. So yes, I'll still be able to make a living, but it could have a little bit of a knock-on effect. But then again, who knows? I'm getting work, phone calls all the time. Not all the time, you know what I mean, probably 2 a week, but I get them pretty much 90% of the chance I get those 2 phone calls a week. Normally get about 10 a month, and 9 out of 10 of them I get. So there'll always be work. Do I think it's going to have a catastrophic effect on us? I think if you're down south or even up here and you just do one thing, so say if you literally just mow lawns, July, I think it will have a bit of an effect, probably quite a big effect actually. And I've seen proof of that on the Facebook groups of people where they're saying that basically, that they're struggling. People are turning them down because the grass isn't growing. So I think I'm lucky that I've managed to diversify as much as I can. So I don't just do lawns, I do everything outside. And so if I go to a grass and it doesn't need really cutting, but there's other stuff to do, I will cut the lawn anyway, because that's what the customer wants. It's like the cherry on the cake. Yes, the borders have been done, the shrubs have been done. Literally whiz over the lawnmower, stripe it up. The stripe will last for a couple of weeks, and that's what people like. As I said, it just finishes off the lawn, sorry, the property. But I know if I just did lawns, they would be probably saying, well, leave it because it doesn't need cutting. So I think if you can, definitely try and diversify yourself, get so you are doing more than just one thing, because I think the days of surviving off just one job or one thing, I think might get a bit hard unless you plan around it and you take on different work. And likewise, I think I've said it a lot and I will keep saying it, to basically make yourself more than just a gardener. Be professional but friendly and open to different work, because there might be times where you might think, oh well, don't go and do the lawn if it doesn't need doing. But if they like you and they know you're open to doing different work, they might say, oh, get Sam to put that fence post in, or oh, get Sam to dig that back border over, or get Sam to do this other job that he doesn't. And to me, I do jobs that's probably well out of the rounds for gardener, but if I can do them and I can do them safely, I don't do anything internal. Draw a line at that because the scope of things going wrong. But outdoors, I pretty much do everything. The only thing I don't really do is fence painting. I do it for regular customers, but for me, I'm a bit of a messy painter, and it's a pain in the arse. And the last couple of times I've done it, it's been done perfect, but there's been a couple of little mitigating factors that's made me think, well, it's just not worth doing it really. It isn't. But as I said, guys, I think if you already do it's like me, I don't think there's anything more I can do for customers. There's no more other services I can really do without spreading it really too thin. And you've got to think about the costs of getting that set up. So say if I thought, oh, I'll do window cleaning, well, you've got to buy the kit and poles and all that, so I'm not working off a ladder. Or say if I thought, oh, I'll do fascia cleaning alongside the gutter, it's another setup. You can only do so much. I think the only thing we can do, if you're in my position and you're already doing as much as what you can, you've got a full booth, but you are worried for times to come, is save, because you don't know when or if it's going to happen. And I'd rather have a little pot of money just tucked away than have nothing and just sort of think, shit, I should have done that earlier. So I'm going to cut it off now, guys. I've waffled on a bit too much as usual, but if it is that you guys have any thoughts on this, it'll be great to know. Have a good day now, guys.